To come together as a community. Don't point, don't accuse, but educate. Come together as a community and help pull together. If you're having a problem, call somebody. I know the point was made, this is somebody that you can trust. Well, I assure you that I offer my services to anybody in this community, in this whole county. If you call me, I assure you nobody will ever know you're the lead person. I don't think there's an officer in my department right now that I wouldn't care a bit to tell the biggest thing we got going on, because they all about know it anyway. But, you know, I can't speak for the entire community, but I can speak for the Newport Police Department and tell you that you can have full trust in us. We're going to work as hard as we can to make this thing happen. And we love being part of education. We go to churches, community groups, any forum that we can get in and teach kids, try to associate with them, explain to them drugs are bad. And we're going to continue to do this. And as a community, I think we can pull together and educate our community to try to not be a next generation of people that are addicted to pharmaceutical drugs, which far and away put cocaine and marijuana behind. Every piece of paper I fill out for the Center for Disease Control, for any of our drug stats, pharmaceutical diversion puts all the rest of it behind us. I mean, is anybody here talking about cocaine dealer tonight? Marijuana dealer? It's a pill. It's pharmaceutical diversion. It's killing our community. And it's not just a problem that enforcement's going to fix. It's not just a problem that neighborhoods come together going to fix. It's going to take the community working hard for a long time to get our people educated, not to use, not to start. And I promise you, while we were sitting here, somebody's kid snorted a pill for the first time tonight. We have got to continue to educate and move forward.
May I ask a question and make a statement?
Yes.
My question is, I believe Mr. Nelson said what I was trying to say, and he did such a much better job. How do you all feel about having somebody from your end with somebody from our end, maybe somebody from each community, maybe two somebodies, to come together to discuss going into the schools? I'm proud of your school, and I know you, so I know your school is probably one of the squeakiest clean ones around. But I also know of a 10-year-old when he was 10, and that's little Sean Pease. I had the bright idea of rehabilitating Big Sean. I ran into him, I tried to get him in church, and it was a nightmare. His son wasn't always bad. He was a good little boy. 10 years old, that little boy started taking drugs at school. I don't know which school he went to. Our district attorney general, the drugs don't just stop with the robberies and the invasions and the murders. We have children being sexually abused in this county. I am so proud of Mr. Dunn for listening when I stood there squalling my eyes out and getting poor children permanently removed. And I promise those kids they'd never be hurt again, and he carried it all the way to the law. I'm willing, and I bet you about everybody in this room is willing to go into the schools, volunteer time. I wanted to do an adopt a cop. I was told that's not legal. Maybe that's something our lawmakers do. I believe what we pay you is an insult, period. But you mentioned a wheel tax, and I'll probably get my throat slit. I want to be part of the solution. I don't want to be that person saying, well, this is wrong, this is wrong, this is wrong. One of the things I'm doing to be part of that, again, Mr. Gunn did this to me. I'm back in school, and I'm going to be a prosecutor, and he doesn't even have to pay me. I just want to help, and I think that's everybody's heart here. They just want to help. So maybe, are you all willing to bond, and I'm not even from the city, but I'm talking county-wide, and what the pastor said about setting up a community. You know, that's something that Armando and I have discussed many times, trying to get citizens in every single community's input and say, what can we do, where do you need me? And we'll call you and say, okay, what can we do, where do you need us, what school do you need us to go to? I feel comfortable calling you, not because but I trust that little lady over there with my life, and she thinks the world of me. I would call you. I don't know that anybody else would because they probably don't know her. But we do have to provide a safe place for people to come. And Mr. Gunn is a safe place to go, beyond a shadow of a doubt. But a lot of people feel like he's untouchable. So I think what the pastor said, what Mr. Nelson said, what I'm trying to say is, can we get a group that some of you or all of you would be part of to put out a plan and see if we can go forward? Is that something that you all are willing to be involved in with us?
I think it is. I think that's what this meeting's about. It is to come up with a plan or to get somebody from every community involved to the point, because we don't just need to target a few places. We've got to target each end of the county from one end to the other.
Which is 472 miles,
Yes.
I believe. And we have 4 county officers on duty at each shift to cover 472 miles. That's crazy.
Well, I will say that you're blessed to have them. When I worked at the sheriff's office, you had one.
We are blessed to have them.
Before,
We don't pay them enough. We don't have enough. But I'm willing to pay more. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. And there's not many other people that
Yes, before Mike goes, while everybody's here, before people leave and trickle out, if Scott, are you here somewhere? Scott, okay. If you just get a pad and let people sign, if they're willing to say they were here, and just let them sign in and give us a name, an email, an address, phone number or something. That way, if we're able to work something out, we haven't lost this crowd tonight. At least we'll be able to contact them in some way. So if you want to leave a name, address, and a phone number for us, you can see Scott or something. Because some people may have to leave.
Mike, if you would permit me, we have in place, or had in place, because I spoke to nearly everyone in Grassy Fork, American, Centerview, and everywhere else down Northwest, a community watch. Now, we may have gotten lax in that regard, but the community watch is in every neighborhood, or folks that are watching in that neighborhood, they live in that neighborhood, they watch. So the structure for that is already in place. It's not, shouldn't be a big deal to go into each community and get a group of people who are interested in that community about fighting the drug problem. So it's not an impossible task. That's not something that should be difficult at all. I think it works. Thank you. That's mine.
I guess the main reason why I'm here is a couple different reasons. One, I lost a brother to drug addiction. I was 39 years old. Many W's here knew John Duncan. That was his name. John was a well-educated individual. I love people. It saddens to see a life or lives being ruined, destroyed. Everything that he worked for, gone in one moment. When I first called Luke, and was talking to Luke, I said, Luke, I've got some ideas. And it's sort of like fixing the oil leak in the Gulf of Mexico. Don't know if some of them will work, but I do have some suggestions. I'm not saying it because of the years I've got in law enforcement, years I've got in drug treatment, been a provider for courts in 10 counties. I'm doing it because of my brother. I love it. And still love this day. Like you said earlier, Florida has some legislation that restricts. Well, my question or my suggestion is, why can't teen care recipients or people that receive state subsidies, food stamps, or teen care, be subject to drug screening? Those people that get out of jail by a bondsman, why don't we have judicial supervision like it is in federal court? when someone makes a bond, like what Kenny was saying, they're not just turned loose. They had a pre-trial release division. We talked about monies, Mr. Sutherland, and I know you and both Eddie Oakley is working extremely hard with Virginia Trotter Best, our Secretary of Health, or Commissioner of Department of Health in the state of Tennessee. And I know there's ADAP money. And I know that down in Memphis, that $600,000 of ADAP money was treatment money to help people in need that the court has ordered for treatment or for someone to receive the A&D assessment. Those monies were deterred from the ADAP to help fund the Shelby County and Davidson County drug courts. So there's monies that we can look at to help, maybe with this fiscal note, and I don't know, but I want to say that Eddie